Hey guys, welcome back to Vanguard Motor Sales. We're going to start a new series called Under the Hood. Now I know all of you recognize this showroom. This is where we do all of our pictures of like this beautiful Chevrolet pickup truck, and I've done about 5,000 videos in here over the time. So right through these glass doors, we've got our shop, and this is where we do all the service on the cars. You guys who know us know we do service on every one of the cars. We do a ton of work. We do brake work, we do suspension work, we do engine work, we do carburetor, we do tuning. So a lot of people ask if we restore these cars completely. We do not completely restore these cars. We go out and search all over the United States looking for the best quality muscle cars, street rods, and pickup trucks we can find. Then we bring them to our shop, inspect them, and that's when the work goes on. So this is where the work starts. Now this is our new series called Under the Hood, and we're going to go in depth showing you what we do to each and every one of these cars. The first thing on my project here is to show you this 53 F-100. It's got a 215 straight six in it, or it used to have a 215 straight six in it, and it had an oil leak. The rear main was leaking. So we decided, you know, it'd just be easier to pull the motor right out. That way we can clean it all up, do a proper job on replacing the rear main. So as you can see, the truck's beautiful. And again, this is another one. We put those wide whites on there from Coker. Doesn't it look cool? And we got the side mount here. And then check out the interior too. So it's all original in the interior too, just all completely restored. Of course, that seat's probably a little bit of an upgrade. You can see we got the hood and the back of the truck. The floor in this thing was beautiful. You see all the finish on that beautiful oak flooring. It's got the, I love how they painted the Ford logo on the back. It's still got all the original hardware, the chains from to lower down the tailgate. Now, we've got Thomas over here. He's got the engine tucked away over here. There it is. Thomas is, this is Thomas. He's one of our mechanics here. And he's the one that discovered it would be easier to pull the pan off. So tell us a little bit of what you did here, Thomas.
So, yeah, the rear main was leaking pretty badly. It looked like a waterfall on the back side of the engine. So we ended up pulling the pan, and in order to replace the rear main seal, you need to pull this rear bearing cap right here. And when we pulled the rear bearing cap, we saw that it was a little worn. She'd seen some miles, so we figured it'd be best to pull the engine, pull the crank out, send it off, and get it resurfaced.
Okay, and the crank was actually showing a little bit of rust, actually, where the seal sealed, right?
Yep.
So we're going to have that all polished up, and as long as we've got it out, they're going to go ahead and polish all the journals. Yep. So that we can put new bearings in the bottom end. What about the cylinder walls? How'd they look?
Cylinder walls actually looked relatively good, so we won't be doing anything as far as honing or boring. We're going to leave it as is.
And she was running great, so we're leaving the head on it. Yep. You see the distributor still in it. You did a little bit of work with the pickup too, didn't you? Didn't you discover that the pickup was a little too low for the pan that was on it?
Yep, the pan that was on it was a later style pan, so the pickup wasn't quite sitting as close to the bottom as it needed to be.
So you squared everything up and adjusted it?
Yep, squared it away. It's sitting about 1/4 inch from the bottom as per what it
the way it should be.
Yeah.
As per the way it should be.
Yeah.
So the crank will take a couple of weeks, right? By the time we get it out. Those guys have got a backlog.
Yep, they've got it. It'll be a couple of weeks.
And then what are you going to do for the seal? We actually found a rubber seal for it, right?
We have a new modern rubber seal instead of rope seal. So we'll be putting the rubber seal in instead, which will hopefully seal a lot better and for a lot longer. Yeah,
for those of you who don't know, back in the old days, they really didn't have all this high-tech rubber that they use for seals today. What they actually used to do is it was actually fabric. They called it a rope seal, but it was actually just a bunch of fabric like rolled up and stuffed in this little groove down here. And then when everything was bolted together, that held a little bit of the oil from coming out. These things, back in the day, they always leaked. And does this one have a draft tube on it?
Yes, it does. The draft tube would sit right here.
Yeah. See this hole right here, that's where the draft tube would come out, which that takes the excess crankcase pressure out of the engine. And you'll have a little bit of oil in that air that's coming out of there. So pretty much they always all leaked a little bit. So we'll get this thing put back together. We'll clean it all up, paint it, get it back in the truck, and then we'll get it in the showroom, take some pictures of it, and hopefully park that dream in your driveway. Sitting right next to where Thomas was working on the engine is a 67 Mustang. Now you can see the center console's out of it, and believe it or not, we had to take that out just to put the new radio in. Can you get a close-up of that radio? So yeah, all that wiring, that whole center console, and just so they could crawl around underneath the dash, they took the seat out. Us old guys are getting a little long in the tooth, if you know what I mean, and it's a little harder to lay in these cars. So a lot of times we'll take the seat out just so you can lay underneath the dash comfortably and get your work done. If we go around the other side here, let's stop underneath the hood. Underneath the hood here, our mechanic Jim rebuilt the carburetor. Jim doesn't like to be on the videos. He's too pretty. He's afraid he's going to make me look bad. So we rebuilt the carburetor. We put, it looks like they've rebuilt the distributor also. I know he said he put new points and condenser in there. Remember those guys? I always look for one wire coming out of the distributor, because if it's got one wire, that means it's still got points in it. If it's got two wires coming out of it, it's been upgraded to an electronic unit like a Petronix, or it might even be an aftermarket distributor. And you can see over here, this vent window, all the seals and the chrome didn't look very good. So he put a new vent window in there, and he's putting all new trim in here also, which requires you to take the door panel off, readjust the window for the vent window. So get everything working good, open and shut the door, make sure it seals on the top, all that kind of good stuff. So that's just what we're doing after we've sold this car, after our post-sale inspection. So as we said earlier, we buy the highest quality cars we can find, like this Indian Fire Red 69 Mustang. As you can see, the whole bottom side of this thing is all cleaned up, looking beautiful. It's got a brand new drive shaft in it. Now the reason we've got it up on the lift, because we just got done putting this 5-speed transmission in it. Now it had the 5-speed in it when it came in, but it was leaking from just about every orifice. So we pulled it out, we sent it over our trans guy, and he resealed the whole transmission. And of course, when he had it apart, he checked it all out, made sure all the synchros and everything are in good working order. And we ended up putting a new bell housing on it too, because we didn't like the way the other one was set up. And that's not all we did to this car. Just like the other Mustang we looked at, we had the center console out of this thing. We had most of the dash out of it, fixing up a bunch of wiring. We do a ton of wiring. We rewire a lot of gauges, because a lot of guys don't do any wiring. They don't even know how to attempt to do wiring. So that's one of the things that we do. As you can see, it looks like he's putting some antifreeze in this thing. We had a couple of broken bolts in the water pump. They had to dig those out. So we got this thing all fixed up. She's just about ready to ship out to her new home. Now guys, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here, and leave us a comment. And thank you so much for watching our very first episode of Under the Hood, and watch out for us next week.